Reaction to all the huge breaking developments on the Korean Peninsula and out of Iran, we have Fox News national security strategist Sebastian Gorka, retired CIA senior intelligence officer, and Sonoran Policy Group Vice President Daniel Hoffman. Let's start with the presentation by Bibi Netanyahu. It was, I think, first of all, I think he did it without notes, the single biggest intel breakthrough that I can think of in our lifetime. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think if we're old enough, we think back to those pictures during the Cuban Missile Crisis when our ambassador stood up at the United Nations and said to the Soviets, "You're lying. Here are the U-2 photographs of the missiles that you've smuggled into Cuba to attack us." It was like that, but on steroids, Sean. We're talking about tens of thousands of documents, half a ton of information, intelligence that our government has confirmed that proves everything the president has been saying. The Iran deal is a sham, and the Iranians want and are developing nuclear weapons to use against the West and to use against Israel. It's a slam dunk, and as far as I'm concerned, as of today, thanks to Bibi Netanyahu, the JCPOA Iran deal, Obama's wonderful legacy, is dead.
Mr. Hoffman, beyond that, now the world has clarity to get out of this ridiculous Iranian deal, and even more historic. You see, North Korean dictator, who not that long ago was firing missiles over Japan and threatening Guam and the world and the United States, crossing over the DMZ, meeting with the South Korean president. And I would say Donald Trump played a big part in all of that.
He did. Let me just make a quick comment on the Iran deal. There were three elements of that were really a problem for us. The first was the sunset clause. The second, that it didn't address Iran's development of ICBMs. And third, that it provided an influx of cash for Iran's state-sponsored terrorism. One of the really interesting parts of Prime Minister Netanyahu's briefing today related to Iran's plans to integrate ICBMs with nuclear weapons. That has to be cause for great concern for us. And I think what we're waiting for right now is the U.S. intelligence community assessment of the veracity of the intelligence report. I expect this story to carry on in the days ahead, Sean.
Yeah. What is your take on North Korea? I mean, did anyone? This is the typical liberal thought process, though, Dr. Gorka. Oh, we've got to kiss their ring. Oh, we've got to bribe them. Oh, if we're nicer to them, they'll be nicer to us. It never works.
The left wing have dictatorial propensities themselves. That's what political correctness is. Political correctness is, in fact, a form of censorship. They like to control other people, so they're sympathetic to dictatorships, whether it's ogling over the propaganda minister of North Korea during the Olympics, or whether it's worshipping the Iranian mullahs and giving them $150 billion. They're simpatico with these people, so this is when it stops. No more appeasement. This isn't Berlin in 1938. This isn't the Cuban Missile Crisis. It stops on January the 20th, 2016.
It worked for Reagan. It worked for Churchill. It worked for... it works. Appeasement fails, Mr. Hoffman.
Yeah, just one comment about North Korea that I think is really important for us to highlight is the president has steadfastly said that if this isn't going the right way, he's going to walk out. And he's not giving any sanctions relief until North Korea fully denuclearizes. And that's, I think, a key element here. We've made errors in the past where we gave them a lot of aid, and then it broke down over verification. So
trust but verify, and they get nothing until...
Mistrust but verify, I would even say, in this case. Yes.
Amazing times we're living in, I'll tell you that. Thank you both.